welcome to RevelatorAlf here in the sunny UK. Glorious evening it is here as well. I was riding home after a really long day in the office, another 14-hour day, probably feeling a little bit punch drunk, but I got to thinking, what don't I hate about this bike anymore? So that's really what I'm going to talk about. Catch you in a minute. RevelatorAlf. Right, so this is my top 5 things that I thought I was really going to hate about this bike, or that I would grow to hate, but actually I kind of don't anymore. And I actually kind of really like it. Well, I knew I'd love the bike. I knew I loved the bike, that's why I bought it. But I thought these things might gripe on me. So number one, the number one thing that I thought was going to gripe, and I think if you saw my earlier videos when I was thinking about buying it and everything, the fairing. I thought, right, that's the first thing that's coming off, getting rid of that. Not having that rubbish on my bike. And do you know what? I've done nearly 1,000 miles on it. It's just about to go for its first service in next week. The start of next week. And I haven't ridden a mile without it yet. So there you go. I actually really like it. It doesn't really deflect the wind that much, especially on the motorways, but I love it. Anyway, so that was number one. Number two, the bars. I thought they're going to be too low for me. I thought, can't wait till I've got a bit of money behind me and I can put some high bars on there. That still is probably going to be my option long term. But I've actually really come to like those bars, really come to like the riding position. Ergonomically, it just fits me as a rider. So I'm actually really loving it. So that's a great plus for this bike. Okay, number three on my list of things that I thought I'm really going to hate about this bike. And it's the exhaust. I thought, it's that kind of anemic sound. Again, I can't wait to get a stage 1 on it. I can't wait to get a Screaming Eagle pipe on there, or whatever, Vance and Heinzen pipe. But actually, again, I really like it. No dramas at all. It's a standard bike. I thought I made the decision to go with a completely standard bike, and I think it's the best decision I've made. And then I could just feel my way in the market, start listening to different exhaust tones, and see if I want to go that way. But actually, as a modification, that will not be the first thing I do. I think the modification will be, the first thing will be the bars. So that'll be that. Okay, so number four. The thing that I thought I'm definitely going to change that, and that is, it's very shiny, isn't it? The chrome. I'm not a chrome person. All my other bikes, I kind of shied away from chrome. I'd get rid of it as best I could. Or an older bike, I'd buff them over or even spray paint over it. I hated it that much. But I said I'd live with it on this bike. But actually, do you know what? I actually really like it now. I've got no problems with it at all. I've actually got used to it, and I really love it. Would I change it out? Possibly on the exhaust side, possibly on the engine casings, but I'm really not that fussy, to be quite honest with you. Sometimes I think the black on black, I think I said in a previous video, the black on black thing has kind of had its day, do you know what I mean? And I think sometimes having a bit of chrome sort of, changes it up a little bit. I don't know, I mean, all I can say is that I don't hate it anymore. Right, so number 5, yeah, it's 5. The fifth thing that I thought I was going to hate about this bike, and this is going to surprise you, because I bought the bike, right? And I said how brilliant the bike is. The fifth thing that I thought I was really going to hate is the actual bike itself. I thought a fear inside me was saying, this is a Harley Davidson. It's not going to go around bends. It's not going to do what I want it to do. It's just going to be, I don't know, limp-wristed, it's going to break down, all those horror stories that you think, not necessarily of a new bike, but just of the myths. Lots of myths out there, aren't there, in the motorcycling world, of what a bike is, a good bike is, what a bad bike is. And I think on the back of my mind, I was thinking I'm taking a risk with this bike. I'm taking a risk in my mind about what a good bike is. But it's been brilliant. In the running process, it's been brilliant. Since then, you know, it's just been, you know, I've been hooning about on it. It's been great. It goes into the bounds really well. It's a great utility bike, would you believe? I do all my filming on it. I do all my commuting on it. I store stuff on it. I'm looking at ways to make it even more user-friendly. And also, I'm looking at ways that I can really use this all the way through the winter, through the crappiest roads, which I'm always intended to do anyway. So I'm just looking at ways in which I can protect it. I'm also looking at ways in which I can use this for my long distance endurance rides, which I kind of don't really talk about on this channel or publicise that much, but I might showcase them a little bit. I don't know in the future. I'll see how they go. But I think it's going to be, you know, a great all-round bike. Probably one of the best all-round bikes I had. Jury's still out whether it's going to be one of my best bikes in total, because you know what it's like. You know, you'd have a certain bike that's great at one thing and not so great at another. But so far, it's been brilliant. So you know, I thought even by this stage there would be things I'd be thinking, no, I wish I hadn't have bought it. But it's the best decision I've ever made. Buying this bike has been the best decision I've ever made. So I don't hate it at all. In fact, I don't think I'll ever hate it. You know, I'm not, as I say, I'm not your typical Harley lover. You know, I don't love all things Harley. I don't think just because it's got a Harley badge, I'm going to buy it. In fact, I'm the complete opposite. But I love that bike. And all the things that I thought I'd, you know, grow to hate, I just don't. There you go, that's testament in itself, isn't it? So I suppose if you're thinking about buying a Sport Glide, this is the reality of it. It's a great all-round bike. It's fantastic to ride. It's fantastic to do lots of different things on it. Brilliant. Anyway, so listen, I just wanted to bring this to you. I just wanted to share my views and share what you know, what I think of it really. 1,000 miles in. First service, best decision I've ever made. Anyway, hope you found that useful at least. Give you some insight into the bike, into the way I'm riding it and what my thoughts are on it. Please subscribe and leave loads of comments below. Let me know what you think as well. Check out the website at RevelatorAlf.com. All the description, all the links in the description below for all the support pages as well. You can go to the website and everything's there as well. So all the links to all the podcasts, all the other channels and everything like that. Right, catch you on the next video, whenever that is. Ta-da now.
RevelatorAlf.